Ashlee Keyton. We got our guest here, and this is John Laster. We go way back, man. And
Hey.
I tell you, we're gonna go over what he does now. And you got shot, man. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna react to this Andrew Tate video and talk about a little bit of the Will Smith and Chris Rock controversy. Some fun questions. Would you rather? Keep it lighthearted after that, and then go to some mental health stuff. So, guys, if you could please like the video, and also, if you're feeling it, hit subscribe and consider subscribing. Thank you, guys. Let's get in. All right, man. So, first question I want to ask you, bro. How you doing, man? You good?
I'm well, brother. How are you?
I'm good, brother.
Awesome.
I'm real good. All right.
Taking one day at a time, one step at a time.
One day at a time, one step at a time. You know, like Muhammad Ali said, you don't count the days, you make the days count. That's what he said. Something like that. Something like that. I don't know exactly how he worded
Carry
it.
the one.
But, you know, carry the one. Exactly. So, let me ask you first question, opener. How do you know when you're being completely authentic? When did you last feel this way?
How do you know when you've been completely authentic?
Because you know us church folk, we like to show the best side of ourselves sometimes. Well, I'm just saying, not to categorize it as all like just church people, but just my experience. I mean, you got people on the workforce and in the workplace that show their best selves and you don't really feel authentic, you know? So sometimes I have to, you know, so what is your take on that?
I'm being authentic.
Yeah. Do you feel like you're always,
only way you can be authentic, I believe, is you got to be true to yourself first.
Yeah.
That's the first sign of being authentic. For me, from my personal experiences, I think authenticity is the best way. However, it's hard for people to be as authentic these days because of their afraid of how the other person may respond or feel or opinionated about them and their actions. But for me personally, being authentic is basically, just being true to your feelings and, being transparent about you, your situation, what you got going on, things of that nature.
So let's dig a little deeper. Do you feel like that you can always be authentic at every moment, or do you think some people kind of force us as people to kind of pull back? You know what I'm saying? Like, can we always be fully authentic? Be ourselves all the time? Is it fake if we kind of pull back at certain moments? Or is it just kind of like how they say code switching?
If someone pressures you into not being your true self, you need to get away from them, first off. I don't really believe the whole I'm doing this for just because to make it look good in a way. I would say, like, you're basically faking it till you make it. Now, that's a whole nother conversation, faking it till you make it. But being your authentic self, I would say you have to definitely, I don't know, like,
It's like if I ask you, hey, bro, how you feel right now? And you say good, but it's like sometimes inside it's like, I'm not really feeling too good. I'm not
right,
feeling
and
the
if
best.
I'm not feeling good, I will let you know I'm not.
So, okay, so
That's
you
all
won't
about
give
me
them the
being
full,
authentic. Right.
the full scope.
Well, that's not actually.
But you give them a
That's
percentage,
not
like kind of.
actually the full grab. That's actually you asking me a question. How do I feel? I'm being completely, authentically honest with you, and I say I'm okay, but I can be better. Now, when you expound and say, "Hey, what you mean by better? What's your better?" Now I have to explain what my better could be. You see what I'm saying? So,
I got you.
yeah, that's my take on that.
So, just more of a, icebreaker to open it up. But so now you do right now. I see you dressed up. You just came from the studio or something probably. What do you do? And maybe what I think you do may not be the big scope. Everybody's wondering, what's John doing now? Everybody's like, what is John doing now? This man pull up with another car. No, I'm saying, let me stop. Every week, this man got a Camaro this week. What's going on?
You crazy, man.
What you do now, bro?
Well, I am JTL Management. And that's my brand. That's my baby.
That was legitness.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's of course, for those who don't know, and many of them know, I manage music. Right now I have 3 artists up under my belt. Maybe 4.
Maybe 4. Hold on now.
Depend on
You got a contract or something?
Depend on,
Hey, man,
depend on
hold
if
on
the money
now.
right. I'll just you know what I'm saying?
Well, my money ain't right. I ain't gonna lie.
Trying to see let me see how I can get him in his 360. I'll just let.
Hey, hold on now, man. I gotta talk to God
I'll just let.
first of all.
But yeah. So on a serious tip, that's what I do. I've been in the music industry for, I want to say, since 2007. I've been I started on the scene in 2007. So yeah, music producer, whatever you want to call it.
TikTok influencer.
That's all that, and I take my business very well. Very seriously, I would say. But yeah, I love what I do. I believe only way you can do good at something, you have to love what you do. But yeah, that's me. That's what I do. On the side, I motivational speak at places. I make myself available to be the help most of the times. I try to do a good deed each and every day. I don't miss that. I take that very seriously. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay. So you started doing TikTok, and then it was a certain situation that got you to really grow on the platforms, and some people kind of wanted to, well, some people saw the situation that happened, and I just want to play some of it so we can get an idea of.
I look big on here, by the way. Y'all, I'm not that big, okay? It's just when I sit down, everything just, fold. But it's cool. God. LA Fitness, here I come.
You all right, brother. You all right.
Man, look at me. My 6-pack ain't even showing, bro.
It ain't showing, but it's there.
No, bro.
It's there. You got to manifest that thing. Prophesize that thing.
No, bro.
Prophesize.
Camera make you look 10 times bigger. Look at you looking all small.
I know. I'm fat, bro. Look at me. All right, so let's see.
I should have said on that side. Bad angles.
Here it is. In case y'all don't know, everybody gonna know today.
Well, you hear about deadly shootings on the news nearly every day. Atlanta has already had more than 100 homicides this year.
But this week on New, every day at 5, we're focusing on the survivors of gun violence and those whose lives have been changed by it. The Fox Medical Team's Beth Galvin is joining us now with one man's story affected to road rage. That sounds like it's coming out of nowhere.
And it really did, Courtney and Tom, and it's been 2 years. And John Lester still does not understand how things escalated the way that they did, how he ended up shot over a traffic light.
Inside his Southwest Atlanta home, John Lester is ready to talk, and he wants you to know.
I'm okay. I keep a positive mindset. I started a podcast based off mental health. They talk about what affected them, what's the most traumatic thing they went through.
But this is the first time the 33-year-old has talked publicly about what he went through, what he lived through.
I just I was about to die from a gunshot to the arm.
It was August 18th, 2020. Lester was headed to pick up lunch at his favorite Keyton restaurant.
Drive down I-20, get off the expressway.
He stopped at a red light that turned green, but Lester says he wasn't watching.
And when I wasn't paying attention to the red light, car behind me, which was a truck, blows his horn.
This is Atlanta. People honk all the time. But this guy wasn't letting it go.
I'm like, is this really happening? Like, it was like, wow.
The other driver started trying to swerve around Laster's car.
It was confusing because there was no interaction other than me not paying attention to the red light. There was no strong language used, fingers pointed at each other. There was nothing.
And at the very next light,
I just see the truck first, but I see the window going down and I see a gun. As soon as I see the gun, I went like this. Instantly after I went like this, it was shot. I was hit in the arm, blood, glass bust everywhere.
everything went silent, and Laster says he went into survival mode.
Get to where people are, because if I would have stayed where I was, I definitely would have died. Definitely, that's how much blood I was losing.
Rushed to Grady Memorial Hospital, Laster was taken into emergency surgery to try to stop the bleeding.
I was shot in my left bicep. The bullet went through and through. He hit the brachial artery, damaged, your arm has 3 nerves. He damaged 2 of those nerves. They took nerves out of my leg and put it in my arm.
The hope was, with time and a lot of occupational and physical therapy, the transplanted nerves would reconnect and wake up his now paralyzed left hand. Laster needed that hand. When he was 2, he'd had 3 fingers on his right hand amputated after developing gangrene, and he'd grown up doing just about everything with his now injured hand.
I always wanted to prove to people I can do it. I'm not handicapped. I can pick up a box. I can shoot basketball. I can do this. I'm not what you call me.
But the bullet,
it's been 2 years and I still can't open my hand.
had done too much damage.
My hands cannot open up. That's what I'm dealing with. This is my weakest hand now. It definitely altered my life. I can't properly put on a belt. I can't tie my shoes. I need assistance with a lot of stuff that I do, but I don't let it stop me. And I try to do it first before I ask for help.
For months, Laster fell into a deep depression. There were no witnesses to the shooting, no suspect, no one's ever been charged.
That had a lot to do with my depression, not knowing who did it.
Today, John Laster is working again as a music manager, and he sometimes fantasizes about what he would ask the man who shot him if he could get him right here on his podcast.
What were you going through that day? Why such rage? It's such little time, just like that, you know what I mean? But the best thing I did out of this situation was forgave the person who shot me.
Because forgiving and letting go is helping John Laster take back control of his story.
If I was to be bitter and broken, it'll give the person who shot me energy over me. That's how I look at it.
All right, so when this happened, when did you think like, oh, I'm about to post this? And what was the process of you
Post what?
basically taking the situation and making it into, you know, your story and I say taking the situation and turn it into something good? You know, like how did that process take place?
So I always consider myself as an overcomer. That was like the 4th thing that has happened to me and affected me physically, I would say, of many. But for me, it was me making it. You know, I made it, and the reason I made it was for a reason. And I always said my purpose was people. So it makes sense for me to not only shine and glow through making it, and my right hand something going on with it, and now my left hand something going on with it, and being that my purpose is people, it go hand in hand with being an light for other people who don't really can shine it bright. I would say shine their light as bright as mine, I would say, because you have some people who have been through less things than that, and they really letting that little small situation eat them alive. I mean, like, eat them alive.
Yeah.
So for me, the inspiration for me and myself is for me to pick myself up and just, you know, be that light, let everybody know, hey, even though my hand's gone, I'm still finna do it.
There was somebody that said, hey man, why you just went through something? Why you so happy? It don't make sense. So what was your response?
Now hold up. Now sometimes it confused me. Like, smiling.
You're not supposed to be happy. You a disgrace to everybody who done went through something. You need to be depressed.
So me and my response to my situation, current situation and situations is more reason why I know I'm chosen. I'm a chosen one. Because I know my light is very bright. For those who know me personally, know I have a somewhat huge personality.
It's huge. I know you.
I'm never too much frowning. I always see the cup half full, never half empty.
Yeah.
And my faith has a lot to do with it too. Not for 1 second did I think God wronged me in this situation. So when I got shot, me making it through, I complimented it to God because it's he got me through this situation, because I know I definitely died, because the blood I was losing was definitely.
You said you died?
I definitely died.
So how do you see? I've been looking into this a little bit. Like when people have those death experiences, it's like sometimes they may like float above their body, or they may, are you going off of what are you going off of this to know that you died? Is there a different feeling that you can only feel when you're close to that, or what? How do you know?
It's a mix of a lot of things. Excuse me. So first off, I got hit in the brachial artery. For those who know, when you get hit in the artery, you bleed out quick. Second of all, I should have passed out at the light. I did not pass out at the light. I drove myself to a gas station, which is literally a little over a half of a mile from where I got shot at. Okay. When I made it to the destination to where I could get help, these people who helped me wasn't prepared for a sudden situation such as mine. You see what I'm saying? A gunshot. So I'm 100% sure they did not have a turning kit on hand. And if they did, they would have to travel, because they was construction workers. They would have to go to a truck or something to get a turning kit. Third of all, the ambulance had to be called. So that's more time that's going by. And the store that I went to, which was a Quick Trip, that's a very, very busy road. So if an ambulance was called and the ambulance was nearby, it had to be like either 10 minutes away or 15 minutes away. So it took me once I got shot, it took me literally all of 3 minutes to make it to the Quick Trip. So, and it took another 3 minutes getting out the car and watching my blood go down the driveway.
Man, you drove the Quick Trip.
I drove to a Quick Trip.
Basically dying.
By dying.
It was a dead man driving the Quick Trip.
I literally, if a helicopter camera was on the top of me, it would have looked like a Grand Theft Auto scene.
Hey man, what y'all think he should have done in this situation? I mean, that's crazy. Y'all could.
It was literally a Grand Theft Auto scene.
I mean, what can you do?
When I got shot, he just politely drove off, and it just left me. But so when I got the car and asked for help, soon as I asked for help, I fell to the ground, and I saw my blood, and then I slowly faded away. And how I know I died, because I was at peace. And that's what made me believe that death is a smooth transition. Because I had no worries in the world.
I think death could be, but the act of dying might not be, depending on how it happens.
The act of dying was me getting shot, the initial shot.
Yeah.
That was the act of dying. But once I got to the help, that was literally like nothing else that can be done. So I'm like, literally, like, I need help. And literally, When I came to, they said, stay with me, stay with me. It is mind blowing. Doctors, nurses, EMS still don't know how I made it to this day. Every EMS I ask, how long do it take if somebody get hit in the brachial artery? How long do it take for them to bleed out? They literally say 7 to 10 minutes.
Now, I want to get into, how would you say, it seems like that is, I'm going to say this, that's a life-changing moment.
Right.
Right. So in what ways do you think that that kind of altered your mindset, or maybe it had no effect really, but what do you think what type of effect did it have on your mind, the way that you think, what you value as more important or less of an issue, or did that have mental changes in you?
Well, for me, it always been life is beautiful. It's people who mess it up. So that's in everything that I do. Life is beautiful. People mess it up. Your job is beautiful. It's people who mess it up. Church is a good thing, but it's people who mess it up. You see what I'm saying? Everything comes back to you, your mental state. Everything goes back to the individual person.
Hit it. So we need to hire Thanos, because we need to get rid of these people. We need to get rid of some people, because that's the issue. I definitely agree. Like, yeah, it's you know, the people in this world, man,
temperament, all that plays an effect. And let me let you know something. If you allow problems and situations to dictate how you treat people, how you respond to situations, you're in for a rude awakening, and you're literally counting your days. Your days are really numbered, because you're not setting yourself up for a successful relationship with anyone. You see what I'm saying? So for me, getting shot and going through all that I went through, and I still have the same mindset as I did before. It's like, wow. And here's the crazy part. And I thought about this when I got out the hospital after getting shot. The same place after I got shot, I drove to the Quick Trip. That same spot that I drove to get help was the exact same spot. And God can kill me dead if I'm lying. What's the exact same?
Be careful.
What's the exact same spot I got hit by a car at when I was 7? And for me,
really,
when I thought about that, that was mind blowing.
Man, you didn't make no promises to God before that happened, did you? Well, you didn't die, so thank God.
But it's crazy, right?
Yeah, man, that's
So I had a book coming out, and that was gonna be in the book.
You got a book coming out?
Yes.
Well, hold up. Now, this is what this is about, man. Where your book at? When this coming out?
Well, it's late. It's supposed to came out last year, August 19th.
What's the book gonna be called? I'm not gonna guess the title.
I'm not telling no title. I'm not saying the title. It was supposed to come out last year, August 19th, because that's when I was shot. August 19th at 12:20 in the afternoon. On the way to get lunch. And look at me now. Done gained all this depressed weight. In crab legs and shit.
Yep. Well, speaking of August, we could transition into our next topic. The Will Smith and Chris Rock. What you think about it, man?
I mean, hey,
Chris Rock says it was selective outrage, and you know, what do you think that means? Selective outrage.
I mean, you know.
Well, your opinion, because he had a meaning by it.
What was his meaning?
When he said selective outrage, he said people can get mad at something, and then somebody else can do the exact same thing and they don't get mad.
Right.
So it's saying, if basically, you know, Will Smith, Chris Rock is up there giving the speech, Will Smith comes and smacks him, he's not going to have the same type of anger towards somebody like The Rock, you know. Or if The Rock says it, they may not even take it as a diss. You know, so he's basically talking about selective outrage and how, you know, Chris Rock, I didn't do nothing to you. All I did was make a joke. But other people are, you know, treating you in a negative way. I just think that has a lot to say about, you know, the mental state of a man and how we need to be in complete control of our mental state and how other environments can control. We're not going to get into which specific ones, but certain environments can have a lot of influence on your mental state. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, like when I think about the situation, you know, because he just released the whole, the Netflix special or whatever. And with that situation that happened, him coming back a year later talking about it, he waiting to get his money. So I'd ask you this. Who do you think won out of that situation between Will Smith, Jada, and Chris Rock? Who do you think won out of that? Or did they all lose? What's your thoughts on that? Or no comment, you don't know?
I mean, I just heard about the slap, but I would say Will Smith was only reacting in response of defense to his wife, which can go to a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
I definitely believe he was, you know how people try to prove things to their significant other, like I got you? I feel like that was that type of instance because he was laughing at first, but he had to, you know, defend his wife, which a lot of men do. Even though they don't want to, but they got to, you know, do what they got to do. But not too much I got to say on that situation because it was like, I ain't really like looking to it like that. You know what I mean? I just heard about Chris Rock getting smacked, you know.
I feel you.
I don't really pay attention to drama that much.
Okay. Yeah.
Especially exaggerated drama.
Yeah. So you say you feel like you just saying you don't, or you feel like there was some exaggeration in that situation?
Yeah, that was definitely some exaggeration and get people tired, you know. I feel like a little of me feel like some of what you like, only like 10% though. Some of what you look at, you put into your body and you put into your mind, and you know that can sometimes affect the way you view things, look at things, you know. But if you cleanse it and you know, like I have yet to see George Floyd, the knee on his neck. I have yet to see the police is beating up that man. Why I haven't seen the videos yet? Because I'm protecting my mental. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. I got you.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Because those were exaggerated dramas. Even though it was valid, but it still was exaggerated because, you know, I think things like that you shouldn't expose, like show people, but don't like, they was
don't
like,
connect it to other things
right
that it's not related to.
They was like feeding it to the people. I'm like, everywhere I looked, I seen a kneel on that man's neck, and I just have to look down. You see what I'm saying? And yet to this day, I have yet seen that video.
Yeah, you can't watch a lot of stuff, I've noticed.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't even watch The Passion of Christ.
I have yet to see.
It's a serious moment, but maybe you should watch the older ones first.
And you know the crazy I have, don't beat me up, my peoples. I have yet to see, I can't watch Roots. I have yet to watch Roots.
Why?
Well, look, man. Let's get into some more light stuff.
Let's talk about depression.
Depression.
Mm-hmm.
You want to do the interview?
Oh,
nah, you good. We're gonna get to some more stuff for the minute.
Let's talk about how you get big sometimes.
How you get big sometimes?
Look at me. I just look big.
You crazy, man.
If you see me in person, I promise you I ain't this big, okay?
It's just the camera angle. Camera
got me looking,
it's a distortion on the.
I can't even show him.
It's a distortion on his side of the camera because you know it get more thinner. You know how it's more thinner on the left angle of the lens.
I'm gonna go back into depression.
All right, so I'm gonna get into some this or that questions. All right, you can get with this or you can get with that. You know, but you gotta choose one of them.
Gotcha.
Okay, jiggle or wiggle?
Bruh. You serious right now?
That's the first question. I don't know where these came from.
Jiggle.
All right, there you go. Drums or guitar?
Drums.
Okay. Receive advice or give advice?
Give advice.
You got bad advice to give, but people ain't really giving you too much good advice, huh?
No, I don't receive so much that I got all of it to give.
Okay, all right, I like it. Slurp or smack? Talking
Slurp.
about. You sound like one of them. You get your coffee, you slurp on it. You look like one of the people. Tambourine or harmonica?
What is a
You best say you best say tambourine. You know you be in that church with the tambourine.
What's that? I ain't never picked up a tambourine. No,
All right.
I did pick up a tambourine before. No, I ain't never picked. I remember I seen a half of a tambourine that was pushed in. I thought it was broke, but it was a grip. You know, the tambourine that was like with the hook in it. What you call it? I thought it was broke.
I don't know my tambourines too well, brother.
It was a circle. Some you had a circle with jingle bells on it.
Jingle bells. Okay. The bells.
Yeah.
Santa Claus played the tambourine.
They like clap.
All right.
Yeah.
Employee or boss? You getting tired of my podcast? You can leave.
No. Dismiss.
You can get out.
Boss.
A boss. A boss. Sound like Rick Ross. Ricky Ross. All right. New car smell or new money smell? Or I say money smell.
New car smell.
New car smell. Okay. Because you already spent your money on the car. That makes sense. Social media or social event?
I spend my money on snacks, not cars.
On snacks? You got to calm down, bro. Okay. Social media or social event?
Social event.
Yeah, we should show your birthday how much you went out and got a helicopter and you had to stun on them. Yeah, don't act like you this conservative person.
Why
right
weren't
now.
You there?
Because I ain't get an invitation.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, candy corn or
what you would have thought if you would have seen me pull up in the helicopter?
I would have said, this sinner, I'm going back home. I cannot believe he done invited me out here. That's probably why I didn't get an invitation. He had too much sin at your party.
Oh, man.
Had too much sin at your party. What's wrong with you? Candy corn or candy cane? Now, this you got to be careful with this one.
Candy cane.
Okay, because I was going to say you're going to have to leave if you answer wrong. Recliner chair or rocking chair?
Recliner.
Okay, that's good. All right, let's get into some mental health questions. All right. What were you most afraid of this year? Now, you know I'm talking about 2023.
Nothing.
Nothing? Woo! Starting off strong, man. Yeah, I can't say the same.
I don't live my life in doubt, but go ahead.
You don't live your life in fear either?
No.
Because sometimes you got to have a little bit of healthy doubt.
Never.
A little healthy doubt help you make the right decision sometimes. You got to have a little bit of doubt.
I live my life. If I ain't get it, then hey.
You don't doubt nothing? Or you talking about you don't look at life in a doubtful way?
I don't live my life in doubt.
Okay, I got what you're saying. But you have some doubts because that's healthy.
No, I don't. Doubts about...
You might just be wrong about something. It's possible. You doubt that you could be right about something. Then you find the right answer.
Oh, you talking about that?
Well, I'm just saying. I'm just trying to make sure I understand what you're saying.
Going technical on me.
I got to be technical. Because you might say something wrong and then I have to correct you on it.
Oh, I doubt.
I don't want you looking bad in front of everybody.
I doubt if it's right or wrong. What
I don't want people up here.
Doubt you're saying? You're using doubt the wrong way, but it's cool.
I'm using doubt the wrong way.
You're saying I'm saying like I doubt I could be wrong. You know what you're saying like that. I'm talking about doubt as in life, like
I feel what you're saying.
Live my life.
Cup half empty.
Yeah. I'm not finna live my life like that. I think it's miserable.
I got you.
But yeah.
So what should you do if you're worried about your mental health? I mean, obviously, guys, we're gonna come out and say
someone. Never.
Disclaimer: we're not therapists.
To someone. Never. And I don't agree with that either. I think we're all therapists to someone.
You think we're all therapists to someone?
To someone, yeah. Because when someone vents to you, you're being a therapist at that moment.
Are we all qualified to be in that
We're
position?
not all qualified, but I'm talking about, like, see,
some people don't listen.
That's another thing. When it's like, Carly probably can go to you and can't come to your sister or anybody else. So guess what? You probably don't want to listen, but you know that person trusts you, and you know that person take your advice dear to heart. So at that moment, you are a therapist. Probably not on paper, but at that moment. Because the definition of a therapist is what?
Somebody who listens to you complain and vent and come up with your own answer. That's what I see. That's what I be seeing.
Carry the one. But yeah.
Is your mental health an important issue in your community? Obviously. Maybe that's not you kind of answered some of this already. Okay, so like if you're going through something, what type of support would you need from another person? Like what's some good ways that other people can help if you got like something going on? Because some people get this wrong, because we all have ups and downs. We all have mental issues and things like that. But what can other people do to...
Sometimes a simple hello can go a long way.
Okay. What if I'm like, what if I'm like walking and I'm just like mean,
a simple hello and a
I don't want to
simple
hear
how are you
nobody
today?
talk to me.
I mean, I feel you, but them all are momentary feelings. And ain't nobody just waking up like mad. They probably mad with their situation or what a current event, but it's not natural that somebody just wake up mad. No. It's always a action from it's always a reaction from an action that was taking place. Probably your car got repoed. Probably your wife sent you a divorce. Probably your husband sent you a divorce. There's a reaction to someone action or something.
Okay, so what does it take? What does it take for you to feel better?
What you mean?
If you feeling down, if you feeling like, oh man, this ain't gonna work today, what do you do to try to pick yourself back up?
So when I have flashbacks, I don't dwell on it. I just think about it, and I be like, "Damn, I really got shot. Bro, really tried to end me."
What's your profanity?
Damn, that cuss word. But I'm like, "Dang, I really got shot." Like, okay, and then I just move on.
So you just stay at a balanced level. You don't have no levels where I was like,
I got
oh
to,
man,
because I understand. Ain't nobody gonna do it for me. Don't nobody really care for real. So you have to be that one who get up every day and go for yourself so you can be a better individual for those people who are watching you. And there's a lot of people who watch. You see what I'm saying?
yeah. Sounds like a tough thing to learn, because like to just stay at a balanced state and not go down into this this
let me
dark
ask you this.
feeling.
Going down, where will it get you?
Well, is it a choice though, or is it something that just
It is a choice.
It's a choice. Okay,
Yeah.
help me understand that, because if I can choose not to feel down,
So
I'm
with
definitely
all that
gonna-
I have going on, and I have a lot going on, a psychologist, a trained registered psychologist says you're supposed to be mentally gone, mentally out of here, which makes sense with all the events that has happened to me. I'm supposed to be mentally out of here. And for the complete opposite to happen, that lets you know it comes with decision making and strong mental and all that play a factor into that. You see what I'm saying? Because I could easily, when I got shot, I could have easily been mad at the world. And mind you, I don't know who shot me. And I can be mad at every truck that I see. I can be mad at everybody who wear masks because the person who shot me had on a COVID mask. You see what I'm saying? So I I can have several reasons.
That's the problem right there.
You see what I'm saying? I can have several reasons, but I choose not to. You see what I'm saying?
You
Because
choose
why?
not to.
Why?
Can you?
What is it?
Are
gonna
you the
help?
one person in the world that can actually reason with your emotions?
Yeah.
We done found an angel, guys. We done found.
And you know it's crazy,
we
bro.
done found us a little angel right here. John Laster, go ahead.
Nah, you crazy.
Oh, sorry.
You crazy.
It's the wrong sound.
But I'm one who will tell you if you hurt my feelings. I will tell you that I don't rock with you. I will tell you I feel a nasty vibe in this room and let me step away. I
think the situation that happened caused you to really like understand, like, you know what, life just it's like you experienced almost dying, or as you say, dying, and you know, kind of coming
But mind
back.
you, I died when I got hit by a car too when I was 7.
So how many times did you die, man? Because you
So I died. I died
a few times.
I died at the hospital when I was 7 when I got hit by a car because I was in a coma. I was in a coma for a month and a half. Okay, I had a cracked skull, and get this. So this is in my book but I'm gonna tell you this.
Oh, getting the insides of the book, y'all.
They told my mom I was gonna either be a vegetable or I wasn't gonna make it. Let that sink in.
Yeah. So vegetables don't have emotions, so that's how you're able to
see. You
nah, I get what you're saying.
You crazy, man.
This man ain't got emotions because he a vegetable, y'all. I'm figuring it out.
There you go. You now you putting the dots together, brother.
Okay,
it's good. Now put the water bottles together.
Put the water bottles together.
That I ain't drinking.
Okay. Do you feel, this is the last one for this question. Do you feel religion or culture or some other aspect of your identity or background influences you to think about mental health? Influences how you think about mental health? If so, how? Like religion or anything, does that influence, like, does it influence your mental health?
Does what influence my mental
like
health?
does it like religion, does it or culture, or are there any aspects, maybe it's just,
you talking about my faith? Are we talking
what
faith?
Basically, I'll just say this, I'll just leave it open. What causes John to think about mental
They
health?
say you got an echo on there.
Yeah, it was a while ago. We'll get into the comments in a minute.
Okay.
We ain't got super chats, but we got chats. We got basic chats. We got natural human chats. So what influences you to think about mental health? Was it just that one situation, or was it like maybe some part of your religion, maybe your culture, the way you identify? Like, what was the thing that affected you to make you think about mental health? Or is it just this situation just kind of opened your eyes?
So the person who shot me, I use that as an example of mental health, because he could have been going through something that day. I was just in the cross path, because mind you, I just wasn't paying attention to the red light, which could stem from him getting mad, can stem from him being late to work, him getting a text message from his wife saying I want a divorce, the state might be taking his kids, his mama or daddy might have died. Him getting mad stems from something. I was just in the crossfire. Because I kid you not, me getting shot just because I didn't go, I'm used to a horn, like, let me know. But his was, and him not going around me. You know what I mean? All that played a part into which lead up to me getting shot, which led me to believe the mental health played a big part in this situation. That's why I started my podcast based off the person who shot me. Because I forgave the person, you know what I mean? I could literally see bro right now and be cool. I would take bro out to eat, because I just want to say, like, were you good that day? And, you know, he probably give me an excellent explanation. And he probably
Where
thought,
you at, bro?
And he probably thought I did something to him, and it probably wasn't even like that. So we'll probably have a good conversation.
Might be a good idea for you.
He'll probably say, hey, when I was trying to go around you the second time, I felt like you sped up, so I, tried to shoot you.
And you didn't do that, did you?
Oh, what sped up?
Yeah. Well, you probably just sped up because you was like, oh, man, let me hurry up. Because
No. So you will know if somebody playing with you on the road, and I wasn't playing with him. I know about road rage. So you know if somebody playing with you or not. And sir, ma'am, you know I was not playing with you. Okay, let's say for instance I was playing with you. That first shot you did should have been enough.
How many times did he shoot you?
Twice. He shot my driver side tail light one time, and then ended me at the next light.
Did you hear it before he drove
I heard
up?
it, but I ain't
You didn't know what it was?
I ain't processed it. Man, dude.
No, I feel you. I ain't never been shot at.
Think about it if I would have processed that with a gun. Think about what I would have did.
I mean, yeah, you would have got out and started,
Do you think I would have waited at that red light? That next red light? The next light was red, bro. Do you really think in my right mind if I would have processed that gun?
You think maybe he thought you was somebody else? You think that's possible?
Bro, I was in a rental car, a Hyundai Ioniq, bro.
Maybe you rented the wrong
Something
one.
you get your daughter for a college graduation. I wasn't even in my regular car. And the crazy part about it is, he probably wouldn't even shot if I was in my regular car. And I drive a car with dark tinted windows.
Yeah, you do. You can't never see what's going on.
So it's like, dang, bro.
Just in case the cops pull up.
That still be blowing my mind.
You can hide what's going on in the... I'm just playing. Nah. Okay, so this is last thing. You wanted to talk about depression, right?
Yeah, let's talk about your depression.
Talk about my depression. Amen. We're gonna get into it.
Look, I read some of the comments. You can't read comments.
All right, let's get into some of the comments because
wow, who is Alexa?
All right,
Benson?
Alexa Benson said. Alexa Benson said, "Wow." Nakia Phelps said, "Echo." Hopefully, we fixed it by now. Alexa Benson said, "I don't know what I would have done. Like he said, survival mode, the best I could do." Nakia said, "Maybe you just passed out." The same.
No,
Alexa
she said, "Man, you just passed out."
Yeah, that's what she said.
Quit trying me, Nakia. I know I visit God.
The same spot. I don't know. When y'all comment, y'all might want to put like full sentences because we're gonna read the chats later. Everyone lost, us included. Exaggeration. She was talking about the situation where you said the whole Chris Rock thing, Will Smith might have been exaggeration.
Oh, okay.
So she's thinking,
exaggerated drama.
Yeah. So let's see here. We're gonna react to this last video of Andrew Tate and Piers Morgan talking about depression. Let's see here. Here we go.
They said it echoes.
Ask you about what do you believe about depression? Do you believe depression is a real thing?
I believe that feeling depressed is real. I don't believe depression as a clinical disease is real now.
Really?
Correct.
You don't believe people can be clinically depressed?
I think PTSD is very real. Unfortunately, I have some friends who suffer from that. I know that feeling depressed is real. I believe that the number one power you have against these things are trying to take control of your own mind and affecting your own life. I believe that it's not healthy to hand over all your power and believe that depression is an outside disease that you can't affect. I know that when I've had difficult periods in my life, and also many of my friends, like I've said, suffer from PTSD and been through terrible things. I've lived a very difficult life, and I know people who have. That the things that made them feel better is when they woke up and said, you know what, I'm not going to allow this to damage me anymore. I'm going to take responsibility. I'm going to get up and I'm going to fight this as hard as I can.
And by the way, on that, I agree.
So we agree.
Right? My favorite speech is the Rocky Balboa one.
Okay, so then we agree.
No,
we do.
Here's where we don't agree.
Piers.
You don't. Hang on. You've got to let me interject when I don't agree with you, right? Where I don't agree with you is that there's no such thing as clinical depression. There absolutely is.
Well,
it's a proven scientific medical reality. There's a different argument about have we gone a bit too soft, right, in schools and all the rest of it? Absolutely. Do I think some people moan and whine too much about their lot in life? Definitely.
Okay.
Are we a victimhood society? 100%.
Okay.
Is there such a thing as clinical depression? Absolutely.
So
and my argument is that if you actually bracket everybody who's not clinically depressed and doesn't have the genuine medical condition, then actually if millions of people are deemed to have depression, the ones who really need the help don't get it. Well, that's my point.
Well, that I would agree with. You're right. I think it's certainly an overused term.
You don't accept there is such a thing as clinical depression.
No, I don't.
And that to me is a damaging view.
Okay. Well, let me explain why. If someone comes to me and says I'm clinically depressed or I feel very, very sad, I would say the first thing you need to do is stop accepting the identity of a clinically depressed person. Stop accepting you have no control over this. And what you need to do is stop identifying that way, and let's work together to try and fight against it.
There isn't an eminent doctor in the world who would tell you there is no such thing as clinical depression. Who would not tell you that some people is simply beyond their control.
Johann Hari wrote a book saying exactly that, my friend.
He's not an eminent doctor.
No, but
he's a journalist.
I said depression wasn't real long ago and was attacked for it. Then Johann Hari wrote a book, which
What's
actually...
got to do with Johann Hari?
Because he wrote a book proving me right. Most people...
Johann Hari's a journalist.
Sure. And my point is that a lot of people who are clinically depressed are suffering with something in their life, and if you fix the problem in their life, perhaps they won't feel depressed anymore. That's not a disease.
Yeah, but Andrew,
that's situational.
Andrew, you're simply wrong.
If that's what you believe, Piers.
That's what I believe.
I don't believe in things that take power away.
There is not an eminent doctor in the world
Piers,
would agree with
Piers,
it. Do you think you know more than doctors?
I can't become clinically depressed.
Why do you know?
Because I don't believe in it. I can't be haunted by a ghost if I don't believe in ghosts.
So, do you think that clinical depression is a real thing? Because you get what he was saying, right? Andrew Tate saying that, you know, it's not something that's real. It's something that we kind of use to kind of victimize ourselves.
So yeah, so I would say
Like clinical
70-30.
Okay. We're gonna get into the comments after. At the end of it, y'all, we're gonna get into more. We're gonna read the comments again.
I would say 70-30.
30 being clinical depression is
30. You know,
okay, I
30.
you.
So it's all about your mental. I would say being mentally strengthened, and sometimes it's almost like you got 3 students in the classroom. They're all smart in their own way, but you're gonna have some who catch on faster than others, and you're gonna have some. You can be explaining the same thing, and they all gonna get something different. That's a unique thing about the human body, the mental.
Yeah.
We can explain the same thing in the room, but they all got different answers and different views. So sometimes you might have to go to little Tommy or little Ted and, you know,
little Ted, yeah.
You know, explain it in a different format, because they probably can't get it as Maggie got it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're going to end up with the same answer, but you got to break it down a little more, because some people are probably more literal than others, practical than others, you know, things of that nature. And, you know, and that's life.
So
you see what I'm saying? So okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you're saying that clinical depression is not as real as people want to exaggerate it to be.
Yes.
It's like it's a real thing for maybe a smaller percentage of people.
So it's another exaggerated drama.
Yeah. I feel like maybe when you get to clinical depression, it's probably more of a inside the mental illness realm.
I will be miserable. I want everybody to listen. And I'm finna say something I never said.
Mm-hmm.
I went through so much on my hospital bed mentally, because I was already battling one hand being out of order. So to hear doctors come in my room and say, 6 months will determine your reality with your left hand. Mind you, I play basketball with this hand. I bathe with this hand. Let that sink in. I do everything with this hand. Let that sink in now. I never use my right hand only just to write. And I never like kind of used it. So for my left hand to be taken out of order at middle age, just like that, you know what I mean? You got to think about everything that's going. I literally could have chose to feel pity for myself. Didn't want to talk to nobody. And actually, I would have been a whole different person, because I choose that I'm mad as hell that this person shot me and took everything away from me.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So when it comes down to trauma, you can't really speak on someone else's trauma. However, the depression is kind of a choice, because you can either choose to be mad at Ashlee, or you can
Or choose to get your top knocked off.
And you know, you can move on and just let it be what it be. And that's what I decided in my situation. Let it be what it be. My nerve, still can't open my hand. Yeah, I'm mad as hell that I can't open my hand. I got both of my hands going, and I can't do a lot behind the scenes. When the cameras are off and the camera's not rolling, I cannot literally do a lot. But to you and the viewers and people who see me on an everyday basis, oh man, he don't move like that because it's a choice. You don't know it take me hours just to put on the belt. It take me hours just to put on a sock. The simplest things. And that lets you know that your hands are needed very much so.
And through all of that, you don't, it's like mentally.
It's a choice.
Like, how do you get past, like, I know you got to have moments where you're close, like, all right, I think I'm going to lose it, but let me pull back. Let me, like, what do you do?
In my car, let's say, for instance, when my phone ringing for one.
Yeah.
And I can't pick it up like you can pick your phone up. I can't just all of a sudden, I can't do that.
Yeah.
Hopefully my hands free on, I can just do. But it irritates me when I drop, like I dropped my bank card. I dropped my bank card on the floor inside a Walmart. It was a big struggle in the beginning of me picking that card up because people would say, I'd be ashamed because I'm like, people would say, you want help? I'm like, I got it. Because I don't want them to see my situation. Because I feel like, oh, I'm exposed. Now they finna ask what happened. Now they finna think I'm born like this. You know what I mean? Not saying that I'm a care what they think, but it's like a little bit of, I don't really want you asking me then because I'm mad I need help now. Yeah. I'm mad as hell I need help now.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? So let me try first.
Feel sorry for you.
Yeah, that let me feel sorry. Let me try first. You see what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? I'm gonna continue to try to the day I die. Why? I got my strength. Only thing I don't got is hand movement. That's it.
I feel you.
That's it. I'm still kicking, still running. I still try to inspire others, and I don't go around boasting to myself. Look at me. I like when people come up to me and say, I ain't know you got shot after knowing me for 7 months. You don't know I got shot because I'm not telling you that. That's not the get-go of my story. I'm not just finna say, hey, guess what? I got shot. I'm John. No. You ain't even know my fingers was cut off until you asked him, Ashlee, I noticed John's hand like that. What's wrong with his fingers?
I didn't tell nobody. Don't you say that.
Knock it off. Like, John don't got no fingers on his right hand. What? You know what I mean? Now is my nerve gone. Now I gotta. That nigga don't got no.
But you still got hands.
Literally.
You still don't try my boy. He still got hands.
Hey,
you can't just cause he had a situation. Don't he ain't about it.
Okay,
but he ain't depressed. But he'll have that situation.
That says a lot. And the one thing the psychologist said in the room when I was on my hospital bed, said you're going to be forever traumatized. And can't nobody live your trauma, basically. So if people be like, don't, you know what I mean? Because mind you, when I got shot, you didn't know. Nobody knew. I got shot during COVID. I got shot in the afternoon. It was so random, bro. I got shot on a Wednesday on the way to get lunch. So who gets shot on a Wednesday?
You should have been on the way to to church.
Look.
They didn't want to happen.
And you know what? I was going to church that day. And I think that's what it was.
But you had to stop at your favorite restaurant first.
No. But just think about it.
We heard the news. You wasn't headed to church. Fox 5 said you was at your favorite restaurant.
Look, just think about this. I just want everybody to think about this. Just think about this. I called my lunch in on the expressway. And then 15 minutes later, I'm shot, fighting for my life. Who thinking they finna get shot, fighting for their life? And look, if I put my arm up, what do you think I was avoiding? Getting shot where?
In the head.
In the head.
Yeah. That's scary. I had a little situation that happened, but it ain't nothing like
right there. That's God. And see, people don't look. See, it's the small things you got to really pay attention to.
Yeah.
What is the timing of me lifting my arm up? And soon as I lift my arm, pow, that gun go off. And he shot me with a revolver that don't got no shell. The shell stay in the bullet. I mean,
you know what's
stay
crazy?
in the gun.
We could have heard about this on the news. A man died. John Laster.
And it would have been so
like,
it would have been so crazy, and everybody would have been so hurt because it would have been so random.
Yeah.
And the sad part is they would have been asking my peoples. They would have probably been asking people I know, do he do drugs? Do he owe anybody? Guess what everybody said?
He
Well,
owes some people.
somebody told me one.
Don't let him lie to you like he ain't owe no money.
Somebody told me one time. They
You
was
got
like,
my $5?
They was like, John, I ain't gonna lie. I was like, who? They said, John, I ain't gonna lie. When I heard you got shot, I was like, who he got smart with now?
Hey, I ain't gonna lie.
Somebody-
That's what I said.
You know what somebody said?
I said that.
Who he got smart with? I was like, huh?
I thought you quoted
It was
me.
funny.
Did you go back and just read the message I sent you? I said, man, John, they got mad at somebody, they done shot him. I said,
But yeah, so
him in his mouth, get him. He got the gift of gab.
So
y'all.
here's the crazy part. So when people say, you know, that's crazy. Like my trauma somewhat come back when I think about, dang, that one little bullet. How you get shot up here and it affect this down here? Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
And bro,
The nerves,
this what I think
thing.
about. This is why I stay busy and I stay active and I stay on the go. Because if I get to thinking like, what are the odds of me getting shot on the street? I got hit by a car when I was 7. And what are the odds of me getting shot in the left arm and both of my hands are messed up?
Well, third time's a charm, so I think you need to stay off that street.
Everybody say that.
That's what I say.
But no, just think about that. What are the odds of both of my hands being out of order? That is mind blowing. That could be depression all in itself.
So the first hand, did it happen from that situation?
The first hand happened when I was 2.
Okay, but it wasn't the same situation.
No.
Okay,
First hand happened when I was 2. My hand got slammed in the door and they got infected with gangrene, so they had to amputate 3 fingers. 3 fingers. And I still played basketball. I still was a conqueror. I still worked at UPS lifting boxes.
You know that in a lot of ways that could have made you even stronger.
Yeah,
if that happened,
and it did. And it did.
Yeah.
It made me, because I did not put disabled on my I did not put I got a disability on my application. I never did. I never had to fill out an application because I got most of my jobs based off me and my individuality. You see what I'm saying? Only application I did was UPS, I can say. And guess what? I slung them boxes and everything and with nubs. But I still had I still had my left hand to go with. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So for that to happen, for me to get shot all of a sudden at a middle age like that, and me have to literally do everything, do a 360 with everything, you know what I mean? How the doctors tell me they don't know if my nerves will come back. So this is called claw hand now.
So what's your progress now? Is it kind of still the
So it's
same?
claw hand now. So it ain't look like this at first. It turned into a claw hand. And the most frustrating part is going to doctor's appointments and being told that, you know, being that you have both nerves damaged, you got 3 nerves in your arms, 2 of the 3 nerves is damaged on my end. Doctors don't know if a nerves or a tendons transfer would work. In fact, they said it won't work because I got both nerves damaged. So that what was I was dealing with. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, that
Okay.
And when people say even you, I think when people heard about me getting shot, you like, oh, he got shot. You know, you thought it was just some random thing. Like, oh, he got shot.
You know, John talk about some stuff.
No. I'm saying you would think he got shot in the arm. He gonna get patched up. He gonna get well soon. You would think that, but I was in disbelief that a gunshot to my arm
ain't gonna lie
affected. No, and it affected my hand. Like that's a lot to fathom. A gunshot to the arm affected my nerves, and now my left hand paralyzed. That's a whole process.
Yeah. Well, let's get into
the left hand. The left hand that was 100% now completely out of order. Now the right hand is the strongest hand. This hand is like, like.
Let's get into some of these chats.
Whatever.
I can't wait till I can say super chats. That's gonna be something.
Super chats.
Okay, so the bro shoes. Did you see the shooter's face or just the gun?
Just the gun. And I
Just
seen
the gun.
I know that was black, and I seen just the mask. So
Right, Nakia Phillips said I'll just say the first names because they don't have code
valid
names.
points in depression.
He's making some valid points in depression and giving up your power
She talking about that man.
to medication that alters your state of mind and
Yep.
makes you dependent. Yeah, that's definitely crazy. All the medication they try to put on people to fight the depression that a lot of times brings them back to the doctors for other things. That's not helping. That just makes you dependent indefinitely. From Nakia again.
And tell her you spit the video up. That's why he talking.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell her. Alexa said he talks so fast. Yeah, I have to speed it up for certain copyright issues. I don't want it to. Yeah, I don't want him to get us for playing somebody else's video. So that helps. Nakia said yes, all in the room, and we have different ways we learn, but the equivalent is saying you're dumb. Go to a remedial class. Wait, well, let me read that again. Yes, all in the room, and we have different ways we learn, but the equivalent is saying you're dumb. Go to a remedial class. Okay, I think that's that 30% that you were talking about that's got the clinical depression. Instead of explaining it on a level they can learn. Oh, okay. Instead of explaining it on a level that they can learn, we want to say
she said when I be like 3 different kids and the 3 different skin. Yeah, okay. Cool.
Yeah. And then some people learn different ways. I know my reading comprehension
that's what
skill
I'm
was
saying.
trash.
That's what she's saying yes to.
So definitely agree. And the kid was like, yes. Alexa, you are correct. Depression definitely is a choice. High five. And then Donna says, wow. So yeah, man. That was a good conversation we had there, brother. All the links to the Instagram, you're doing stuff on TikTok. She said Nakia said she was responding to John's analogy. Yeah.
Thank you, Nakia.
So all of the
thank you. Now send me my flowers.
Well, you don't send flowers to somebody
Oh,
in a coffin. I just play. So thank God you didn't get your flowers. So yeah, man. We had a good show today.
Yeah.
Y'all be blessed. Check out the links at the bottom if you want to follow John, his podcast, his progress, and everything that he has going on. What you about to say?
I want to appreciate you for bringing me on your podcast. It was
yes, sir. Episode 1.
Honored to be a part of your first episode.
Episode 1.
Keep going. Be authentically yourself. Shut up.
I try.
See, I'm ending it now. It's cool. Thank y'all.
We're gonna fix this camera because it's
look.
Stuff.
I know y'all saying, "Damn, John got big," but this is the pressing weight. I want y'all to know. So this right here I got a belt on because I'm trying to get abs. So that's all it is. That's all it is. Just
John making me look better because everybody be saying I'm fat.
This is a belt to get my abs back. That's all.
Got the waist trainer on?
Not the waist trainer.
Show everybody.
It's called the stomach belt.
Stomach belt.
Yeah, stomach belt.
Right,
it's coming out of a local store near you.
Well, God bless y'all. If y'all want to get on the chat, if you want to get on the live, just hit me up in Instagram. Ashlee Keyton. Ashlee with 2 E's. Keyton. Hit me up on Instagram. The links are at the bottom. Matter of fact, I think the link is going to be on the thumbnail if I'm not mistaken, but I don't know. Anyways, hit me up. Let's have a conversation. Let's get it straight. You know what I'm saying? We all about God here. Won't play no games. You feel me? Ain't no cussing on here. You feel me?
Your profanity.
Even though, we got some guests that like to speak different ways. I just like, we out, man. God bless you.